Welcome back. Today we are building the Orange Generation house for the Medieval Color Legacy Challenge. I am so excited to be in a new house and not excited that it's orange, but we'll survive. We'll survive. Orange is not one of my favorite colors. We all have preferences, and it just seems very loud and very bright. But I went with it. I leaned in. I did not stray away from the orange. I did not chicken out and try to do like only wood tones or something. Like I went with this really cool orange roof. I did this orange brick. Like might as well. Now, Orange Generation is lower merchants. So essentially they are no longer peasants. They are merchants, but they're not like top of the food chain merchants. They need to keep livestock, so sheep and or goats. We are going to be keeping sheep. They are allowed a couple different crafts. Those crafts are basket weaving, candle making, beekeeping, and woodworking. I placed a couple different stations down just to see what works for each of them. So the rules for this generation are the youngest child is going to be is going to become the unexpected heir. They need to befriend and adopt a stray. They need to complete their lifetime want, and that's the heir, which is our lovely Veronique. And then Veronique's heir must complete an apprenticeship. At some point we need to use 3 aspiration awards. All children must earn 2 bronze badges. It can be any 2 bronze badges, but they must earn them. The heir must be a romance aspiration with secondary fortune. And for fun, I had my Sims, I placed a bunch of orange trees so they can grow orange honey because they are going to have some bees. I didn't place I'm just thinking about this now, the bee, I don't even know what to call them, generators, where you go and collect bees. You can collect like wild hives. I forgot to place those, but I might do like a forest lot when they have to go. You can see I placed these wallpapers by Simberry. They're very orange, and they're more pastel-y, so I felt like I was cheating a little bit, but I ended up later adding a different one as well, just for some variety. Wooden floors, this kind of, I mean, it's wood tone, but the door almost looks like it's painted orange, so I feel like I'm allowed to do that. And yeah, and then I used these shuttered windows, because the frames are kind of orangey. This was a challenge for me, especially because I wanted to make sure it was large enough, because at this point, you know, we're starting to move up in the world. We need to have a large enough house, but we also need to be able to craft all the things we need to craft. I don't know how many children that Veronique and her new husband are going to end up having. Like, I just don't know. There's no limit. There's no requirement either for this generation. So she could have one, well, she's going to have more than one, but she could have 2, she could have 7, like we just don't know. I mean, now that I've said 7, I hope that I did not just manifest that, because I will be very upset, but there you are. Yeah, I'm just excited, like, even though it's orange, I don't really like, I'm not like an orange girly. I'm excited to get into the merchant generations, because the sooner we get through them, the sooner we can get to the cool middle-classy ones. Because after this is light green middle-class merchant, and then generation 6 is when we're considered gentry or landed knights. So, and I can finally have some frickin' horses. I'm just looking at the list now. So yeah, I mean, we're generation 4 out of 12. I decided to build a little like sheep pen, but I was having some problems finding siding for it. I finally found one that was orange. I do love this roof. I think it's so pretty. I think Red Sony made it. I don't remember. I had the hardest time finding the bees on a random note. Like, I'm still a little bitter about it because, like, I don't know why my brain thought they were in a certain spot. They are not in pets. But, like, bee friends, pets, That makes sense, right? Let me have that. And I was like, why aren't they in pets? They should be in pets. They are bee friends, and they are pets. And no, they're not. They're actually in like gardening, which makes more sense. But bee friend was stuck in my brain, so you're welcome for that. I don't really like using this fence, only because I don't like the bottom railing. Like, it's an indoor fence to me. Like, it should be a railing, but I didn't have anything else that is kind of orangey, so I went with it. I knew I needed a spot to actually put the bees. I didn't actually put a garden in, because it's not going to be a requirement going forward. Like, since they're merchants, they're going to be able to go to market and purchase groceries now, which, I mean, they technically could have whenever, but the restriction has been lifted. This is me looking for bees and finding sheep. I ended up going with like the blondie sheep just for something a little bit different. You'll see that, but first you have to see me look for bees. I actually had to cut some of the video because I was looking for bees and then I forgot to turn the recording back on, so there would be a little bit of a jump where it goes from like nothing to, oh, look at the yard. I did not like landscape though, because I was trying to do this somewhat on a budget and I don't know how much money they're gonna have. I know I'm gonna let Veronique take a decent chunk of change, but I haven't decided how much. So yeah, putting the woodworking and the basket weaving. I am just going to let them buy reeds out of the inventory because, again, they're merchants, so they're going to have access to things that they can purchase rather than making them gather. And they will be running a shop which will sell wool, and probably, I know the fabric thing has been updated. I'm going to have to read the rules before I actually figure out what it does and what they're going to be doing, but there's no more business requirements. I know you probably are thinking, why do the merchants not have to get to level 10 business? Because they're doing other things. I felt like it was something that was really hard and really challenging, so that's why I wanted to make the peasants do it. Whereas now that they're in, they need to start working on their networking. They need to start working on becoming well-known and getting, like, wealthy patrons. Yeah, you see, I did a little jump. The rules aren't finalized. I might add some things. Like, I kind of like the idea of them having to make friends with some upper-class Sims. It's hard in my neighborhood because this is just a neighborhood just for this challenge, so I don't have like other families hanging out at all. Like, there's just no other Sims, so it's like, how would I do that in my game? I could just make like NPCs that are the royals, but I don't know. I kind of like that idea though, like getting patrons and then becoming a tailor, and I don't know. Let me know what you think. We're pretty much done now. You can see I put the orange trees in, and it's probably too many sheep for the pasture, but I don't care. So yeah, let me know what you think of this very, very orange build. I would say I had fun building it, but I don't think that I did. And yeah, if you like this video, please do give it a like. It really does help. And I'll see you in the next one.